Good morning, guys. Today we're going to do homemade salsa, and I've been prepping tomatoes so that I don't have to do so much of it. So I've already cut the cores out. I'm going to get my water back to boiling so that we can get the skins off. We're just going to set them down in there. I started my water bath canner already, and so I'll try to bring this closer here. This is very, very messy. What I'm trying to do now is, once you get your skins off your tomatoes, you're going to want to hand dice them. And then after you dice them, you're going to want to get them in a strainer and try to get as much juice off of them as you can. And you're gonna want to not skip this step. And then water will start building in your bowl, so I just put my hand and drain it. So I've already started, I prepped vegetables. I got cilantro in here. We still have to blend these up, but I saved the tips of my green peppers, and I just cut the stems off, and then I cut the stems off of the jalapenos, and I'm saving them for the bone broth. Over here, we're just getting the rest of these tomatoes done here. I should have had that going a little bit, but I had a phone call. We'll go over the recipe. I've combined some recipes together, so it'll save you guys time trying to find a good canned salsa recipe. It took me a while to sit and play around with the recipe, so I kind of took the best out of several, combined it. But I really enjoy this recipe because my family and I prefer fresh salsa, but now we're at the end of canning season, and yes, I can still make some fresh salsa with the cherry tomatoes, but I want to be able to have salsa all winter. Alright, so these are cracking. So when your skins start peeling like this, I don't know if you can see, you can take them off out of the water. So that's what we're going to do, because I've done all the other ones so far. And you fill up your sink about halfway, dump a bunch of ice in it, and that's what you're going to throw your tomatoes down in. I'm going to have to wash this pan because that's what I'm going to be using to make my salsa. I'm hoping it's big enough. I do need a bigger pot. So I'll let my tomatoes sit in the ice bath while I wash this, so that we can let that sit, go down the drain. I'm just trying to get everything set up for you guys. Alright, get this pot washed. I've been cleaning up as I go because it makes life easier when this is over and done with. You don't have to sit and scrub dishes for an hour. This pot's not going to be perfect because we're going to have to scrub it again at the end anyway. So we are going to be water bath canning. So I start that before I'm done with my tomatoes, because we are going to have to cook the salsa a little bit. All right, pot is done. I'm going to finish up these tomatoes. Just going to peel the skins off. With the Roma tomatoes, let me show you here. So when you're gonna, if you use Romas for your salsa, I just cut the tip off, that attaches to the tomato plant. And so when you go, this is gonna be kind of messy, but when you go to, you just squeeze the tip and then the whole skin kind of comes off. And then with the big round tomatoes, then you have to take the core out. You don't want that in your tomato. Whether you're making chili or spaghetti sauce. Oh, I just realized I don't have any lemon tomatoes in this batch of tomatoes that we picked. We're getting very close to the end here of the garden. This week it's going to be getting down to 65. All right, so $63, $65 during the day, which I'm thankful for because I'd like to have my windows open, and I haven't been able to do that because I'm canning. Alright, so we're just going to sit and shake the tomatoes to get as much of the juice off of them as we can. Alright, so in our pot we're going to add, hope we have some more juice in there. And this is why you hand dice. I wonder if this pot's going to be big enough. This is going to get interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so now I'm going to go over the recipes. So let me pull it up on my phone. In here you're going to want, this one says 35 medium to large tomatoes, so that could be Romas or whatever, or 9 cups peeled, and you're going to hand chop. You're not going to use your food processor for this. Okay, now over here I have my food processor, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of rip up the cilantro. I do leave some of the stems on because that's where the flavor is. Okay, so we're going to throw that in. Next, it calls for 5 peppers. I don't have any yellows or reds, so my 5 peppers are going to be green. Some of these are smaller, so I did a few more, which is fine. And then I think it calls for like 5 jalapenos. Now, funny, that one doesn't have any, but this okay, so the next recipe, okay, this calls for 4 to 5. Now, my jalapeno plants this year are they've been hit or miss, whether it's going to be hot or not. So we're going to chance it, and I'm going to be putting several jalapenos into my salsa. Kind of forgot what I was making. So now we've got it chopped. I wonder if I'm gonna have to get, this lighting is not good. All right. And then it calls for 3 onion. So we're gonna put the onion in, and then the rest of the jalapenos and cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, leave it out. I'm not a huge fan of cilantro, so I don't put much in. I just put a handful. All right, this is all mixed together. So we're gonna come back over here. It looks a little bit better. Trying to get it close enough so you guys can see it, but oh boy, this is going to be close. This is gonna get interesting. It'll be fine, right? So try to get, I'm trying to get as much out as I can. It's not going to be perfect. All right. We're going to get a metal spoon out and kind of get this stirred before I start adding in and then we're going to get this turned on because we are going to have to cook it down a little bit. I don't know. I couldn't find anything that says it needs to, but I think it's kind of more subjective, but we're going to do it. All right, so next on the recipe, so we added our 4 to 5 jalapenos. I added way more than that. So you're gonna need 5 bell peppers. I added all green, 3 onions. All right, we're gonna need a cup of vinegar. So make sure when you are getting vinegar that you get the, this one doesn't say it, but it's the 5 I think percent acidity. Okay, you're gonna need cumin, and it says 3 teaspoons. So we're just going to shake it in. My phone keeps flipping here. And then a tablespoon of cayenne pepper. So it calls for salt. I'm going to be using the canning and pickling salt. Oops. Let's back up a little bit. Here, I forgot to turn it on. Okay, so we're going to do, I'm only going to probably start with a tablespoon of canning salt, roughly, for now. Then you're going to need 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then it calls for a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. I don't have that, so this is all I have left for brown sugar, is what was left in my little jar. So when I need only like a tablespoon or something, it'll be fine. We're not going to worry too much about the sugar part of it. Okay, then you're gonna need 2 tablespoons and 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Then it calls for a tablespoon of minced garlic, but we're going to heap it because we like our garlic a lot, actually. So now it calls for the juice of 1 lime. I don't buy fresh lemon and lime. I just get the juices because it lasts a lot longer, same as my minced garlic. I get the garlic in water, don't get the garlic in oil. It's weird. You don't need all that for preserving anyway. Okay, so then last, we are gonna add 12 ounces of tomato paste. Oh, and I should have opened it the other way, but that's fine. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook this for about 20 minutes. You can taste it and see if you want more sugar, more salt. I'm a little nervous, not gonna lie, because I kind of just YOLO'd the jalapenos. You could use really any peppers you wanted. If you don't want your salsa spicy, don't think that you have to have it spicy. If you don't have jalapenos, you could do cracked red pepper. So, all right, so now we're just gonna get it stirred. Stir it all together. You definitely need to get a bigger pot. But this is fine. This is the perfect amount. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use pint jars so we can prep them as this is cooking. I am going to save some out to keep in the fridge because we are having company, and so I'll just do that. I'll just keep some behind. Then I have to sit and do all the work of canning it, and then I'll fill up my pint jars, and then whatever I have left will go into a quart to keep in the fridge. Before I forget, I am going to have a fermenting video coming up. And so I was going to tell you, if you guys want to ferment with me, I was going to show you my fermenting lids. So I got this kit off of Amazon, and it's called the Easy Fermenter. And in this kit, you're going to have your lids. And I will show you one of them. They're going to look like this, okay? I think I got the wide mouth, I believe. Yes. Let me. Yeah, I got the one for the wide mouth. I'm going to be using wide mouth quartz. It comes with this utensil. So, let me grab a jar here. So this fermenting lid, we're going to pack it, and then you're going to put this lid on, and then you take this little tool and you put it on this orange rubber piece. What this piece is, it's will let the fermenting air out of the jar, but won't let oxygen back into it. So we're going to put, this goes on the middle part, and we're just you suck the oxygen back out. And then what's nice about these lids is it has the days of the month on it, because we are going to let ours ferment for probably close to 10 days. So every day, you know, you can move it or whatever. I really like these lids. They're very nice. Very convenient. I do not buy they have glass weights that you put down on top of whatever vegetable you're going to be fermenting, and I'm going to be doing fermented cabbage and carrots. Ugh, I got tomato paste underneath. But so I'm going to show you how to use the leaf of a cabbage, like a cabbage leaf, to put down over the shredded cabbage and carrots that we're going to use. If you want to buy the glass weights, you can go ahead and do that, but I don't do it. I think using a cabbage leaf is not that big of a deal, and it saves money. So we're going to be doing fermenting. I haven't done fermented cabbage in a while. And you can either eat it, you know, out of the jar, which I've done, or we like to have it on hamburgers. And it's really healthy for your guts. You know, gut health is important. I've done kombucha with you guys already. I don't know, it's not posted yet. I actually just posted my first video and of my home tour. So I have lots of videos that need to be... Okay, we're good on storage, I think. So, alright, so now what's going to happen is we're going to cook this. We're going to get it in our pint jars, wipe the rims, and then we're gonna process for 30 minutes, well, 25 to 30. And I'm not going to put that in this video. I don't think I really need to. We're just going to water bath can. We're going to cook this down probably another 10 minutes, and then we're going to start loading it. We're going to start loading it up into the jars and get... I want to get this hot so I can hot pack my jars so that when I put them into my water they don't explode. Let's give it a taste here and see if it really... It's got some spice, actually, but I'm going to add a little bit more sugar, or I mean a little bit more pickling salt. So probably go in with not quite a teaspoon. So yeah, that's all we're doing today. My next video for sure will be, I'm going to be making some homemade chicken noodle soup using bone broth that I already have canned, and some fresh bread. So, okay, good morning guys. This morning we are going to be making homemade spaghetti sauce. We're going to be cooking it down, canning it, everything in this video. In my roaster, I already have my frozen tomatoes and my frozen vegetables. What you're going to want to do is drain them from all the water from freezing them, and then get them in your roaster. And my husband is going to be taking the skins off of all the tomatoes that we've picked up until now. We're probably going to fast forward through this process, and then we'll get to all the seasonings that I add. And then we're going to cook this down until it's really thick. There's hardly any water left to it. You want to come over and introduce yourselves? Sure. So this is my husband, Wes.
Hello.
And he's in charge of taking all the skins off today. So, yeah, we'll just fast forward through all this. I'll have Cameron do it. We're like half full. So what I'll probably do is just fill this, and then the rest are going to get bagged up for your Bloody Mary.
Okay.
So let's, yeah, you get the rest. I'm gonna keep the big ones for Bloody Mary mix, I think. You still have to get the skins off. We'll see where we're at here. And then they just go into Ziplocs. But it's easier to take the skins off now.
Well, yeah, well, add it, might as well just keep going.
I think that's what we're gonna do. Which you should be able to get.
So you want me to do this one for spaghetti sauce?
Yeah.
And then what we're gonna see.
Well, yeah, because I'm half full already. And I'm only needing about 4 more gallons. Alright, we have finished with the tomatoes. So now we're just going to start adding all of our seasonings and whatnot. So I don't have very much Worcestershire left, so I will have to go get more. We're going to add, I have 3 12-ounce cans of tomato paste. Now, this is full to the top, but it will cook down about, I would say, 1.5 to 2 inches, because we are going to cook as much of the water out as we can, so that our sauce is a lot thicker. And this is a 16-quart roaster. I will cook this probably till tomorrow at about 200 degrees. All right, next we're gonna add lemon juice. Probably 1/8 of a cup. Minced garlic and water. I'm probably gonna do about 3 decent sized tablespoons full. We're gonna add about 2 or 3 tablespoons of sugar. You can use stevia if you're cutting back on sugar, and probably about 2 tablespoons or so of brown sugar. I use this broth base. I am going to add probably about a tablespoon and a half of it. Beef. Celery seed. I'm going to throw in some thyme. You can use any seasonings that you want. Basil. I don't use Italian. This one I'm going to leave out because we are going to have to taste it and add more of it probably again anyway. I'm going to do garlic powder, onion powder. Oh. I'm throwing in ancho powder just because I have it. I'm going to do smoked paprika. I'm also going to throw in some crushed red pepper flakes just to give it a little bit of a kick. And then I'm going in with Creole seasoning, and then a little bit of Lowry's. Now we're going to very carefully stir this because we are plump full. And like I said, this will cook down. We're going to let it sit and marinate for a while, and then we're going to taste, and then we're going to go in and add more seasonings if we need to. I will be picking up more Worcestershire when I go to town, a bigger town, because we don't have a grocery store here. I let this warm up a little bit before I taste it. And then we are going to add 3 bay leaves. We'll try to remember to fish these out before we can. And we'll do 4 since 2 of them are small. And that's it. We're going to let it warm up. We'll taste it and then probably go in with some more Italian seasoning and maybe a little bit more salt if we need it. I did a video that we'll be posting as well on how I prep my vegetables that go in here with carrots. I chop, there's mushrooms, and you can add canned mushrooms as well if you need to. I have fresh in here, and I might open up a couple cans, throw them in because I'm not seeing very many. I already cut up my onion. I buy in bulk. I also have zucchini in here. You can really use any garden peppers I put in here. And I just pre-cut them and then I thaw them, put them through a blender. Well, the zucchini I shred and get that frozen that way. But I put it all in a Ziploc bag, a gallon size, and mark on there spaghetti veggies, and then yeah, I just thaw them out, throw them in here, and they're good. Oh, I also have celery. That's pretty much it. Just let it cook now. Like I said, this will go down at least 1.5 inches after you cook out some of the water from the tomatoes and stuff. And this sauce will be really, really nice and thick. That's pretty much the main ingredients. And you can add whatever you want for seasonings. As long as you have like the Italian, you can keep it as simple or however you like it. Alright, welcome back guys. We are going to be making applesauce and canning it. So right now we have about 10 gallons of apples off of our apple tree. Wes is taking the cores out, peeling and spiraling. And I am just cutting the apples into quarters and then putting them in the big pot so that I can cook them down. And I'll go over more of the process when we get to it. This is very time consuming, so I'm not going to bore you. I'll let him watch you do a couple. Okay, so in our first batch of apples, we're going to add probably about a cup of water. We're going to start with a cup. And we're going to add about a 1/4 cup of lemon juice. We're going to cook this down, and then I'm going to take my immersion blender and we're going to blend it, but we're going to leave it chunky. And then we'll add our brown sugar. I'm going to add a little bit of white sugar and cinnamon, and that is it. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, so we're starting to cook down the apples. I added another cup of water, so far we're up to 2 cups. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep adding apples until this pan is full. It's cooked down quite a bit. And I'm going to add trying to fill it back up. And just keep cooking. I'm going to add a little bit more lemon juice. I'm going to add another about 3/4 cup water. And we're just going to keep cooking it, and then we'll take the immersion blender, which is this tool. And you're just going to sit and chop. But we're going to leave our applesauce a little chunky. And then we'll add our sugar and cinnamon. All right, I'm gonna add our brown sugar in. And cinnamon. And then just white sugar. We're going to stir it. And we're going to taste it. See if we need to add any more. Pretty good. All right, we're going to finish canning this up, and then we're going to get our water canner boiling. And then we're going to put these and process them for 20 minutes. I don't fill all the way up to the lip. I go a little bit below because your apples do expand and you do not need a mess. So we're just going to, there we go, just kind of top some of these off a little bit. And then we're going to wipe our rims, get the covers, the lids on. Alright, let's get some pints here. Do some smaller jars. These would be great Christmas gifts since Christmas is coming. That one. A little too full. You can add stevia too. I don't know if I already said that, but if you're not wanting to do sugar, or you know, if you're using a sweeter apple, you might not need to use much sugar. Ours aren't too bad. Should be able to get about another pint out of there. Some of these are a little full, so we're gonna scoop some out. Looks a little good. Right, now we're gonna take a damp washcloth. We're gonna make sure that all of our rims are clean. Before we put the lids on. Just gonna go back over. because your lids will not seal if your rims aren't cleaned. And you can use vinegar. Some people prefer that. All right, I'm going to get the lids on and then we're going to start canning. So these are wide mouths. You're going to put these on finger tight. And once you take them out of the canner, you're going to have, I go through and I tighten my lids back up again because from canning, they do loosen up a little bit. You don't want to crank these tight. Trying to use up all my lids we had to buy last year. Alright, let's get our water bath canner going. Let's get it boiling and then we can drop these down, and when it comes back to a boil, set a timer for 20 minutes. And we're going to put a pint down in the middle. Alright guys, so since we're doing apples, we're actually currently waiting for our applesauce to get canned. I figured we'll make up some apple crisps. I did get 3 quart size bags of apples frozen. So I'm like, well, we might as well make a dessert then as well. So what you're going to need is a cake pan, and I'm splitting mine up into 3 8x8s because I have kids that will come here and take one. So in a bowl we're going to mix 1 cup of sugar, I'll be using 1.5 because I have 3. So you're gonna need 10 cups of apples cut and in an 8x8 cake pan. Then you're gonna have 1 cup of sugar. You're gonna use a tablespoon of flour. You're going to need a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, And we're gonna mix that up. And this is kind of what gets poured in over. So you're gonna pour it over your apples. We're not gonna worry about mixing it or anything like that. We're just pouring it in. All right, then we're gonna mix up 1 cup of quick oats. So this is like your instant oatmeal. You need 1 cup of flour in with your oatmeal. You're gonna need 1 cup of packed brown sugar. As you can see in the background, I'm still cooking down my spaghetti sauce, which will be canned up tonight, so I can finish my videos and get them posted for you guys so you can watch. Okay, then we're gonna need a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. It's kind of hard to do when you have whatever. And then a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And then you need a 1/2 cup of melted butter. I'm gonna melt mine down a little bit yet. So we'll get this stirred up here. This is gonna be your topping. So we are gonna get some water. And we're going to put in about, actually let's do 3 tablespoons of water over your apple and that'll cook. All right, get our melted butter. We're gonna add this in to our topping. We're gonna stir it all up. Nope. Oh, I am really making a mess. I'm getting very tired from doing all this canning today. I will, let's see, it's 5:20 right now, Central Time, so I'll probably be in bed by 8. Well, we'll see. Okay, so this is what your topping is going to look like. Now you're just going to take it and you're just going to sprinkle it over your whole apple crisp. Since I'm doing 3, I got to try to get it evened out. So we're going to start, and you just sprinkle it. And I have made, I don't know if you do homemade caramels, but I have made homemade caramel sauce before and drizzled that over as well. But this really does not need it. It's got a lot of sugar, and to be honest, my husband and I are trying to eat healthier. I have lost about 17 pounds and he is down probably close to 25 or 30. So now this is just going to go in the oven and you are going to bake it 45 minutes roughly. 45 minutes at 350 degrees. And you pull it out and that's it. Alright guys, we're finishing up the last of our spaghetti sauce. You have to water bath can this for 40 minutes. And one of my kids just took an apple crisp, but we have 2 left. Apple sauces, spaghetti sauces. I hope that you guys enjoy this type of content, and we'll be having more. See you guys next time. Bye.